Walk of Life by Dire Straits. In this video, we're going to look at how to do this on acoustic guitar first of all, with 3 easy open chords. We're then going to look at how to play some more of the riffs and more advanced parts on electric guitar. And we're going to look at this Mark Knoplfer style chicken picking, which gives us this kind of sound. We also have some licks in this song which I think are worth learning. Like that. But before we do all of that, I want to show you one of the most useful things that you can learn on guitar at all for absolutely everyone. And you can try this out yourself by using the link at the top of the description, which is to an Ultimate Guitar chord sheet for this song. I often link to Ultimate Guitar chord sheets. And if we have a look at that now, and I'll get it on screen as well, you can see that the chords in this song are E, B, and A. So we have E major, B major, and A major. Now, one of those chords is a bar chord. Now, what we can do is use the transpose button, which is just here. I'm going to press down twice, 1, 2, and suddenly all those chords become actually a lot easier, more beginner friendly. No bar chords, D major, G major, and A major. Now, what the -2 means on the transpose, here's the cool bit, is if you get your capo and you put that at the 2nd fret, because we went down by -2, the D chord that you play sounds like an E chord. That E is actually the same as the D major chord played capo 2nd fret. You can do that with any song. Just keep pressing the transpose button down and just keep going until the chords look friendly to you, until they look like chords you can play. Get rid of any bar chords in many songs. Doesn't work for every song, but it's a really great technique to know about to enable you to be able to play more songs. Let me show you that in action, and I'll grab my acoustic guitar to do that. So there's just an example of what we're going for here. Capo 2nd fret, following that chord sheet that I linked to at Ultimate Guitar. And this uses a D major chord, an A major chord, and a G major chord. You may wish to use this way of playing an A, so you can change between A and D like this. Now, following this Ultimate Guitar one, the D, A, G is actually following the da, 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 the organ part. When the acoustic guitar actually comes in on the original recording, we're actually just following the interlude. So that's all we want to do. So da 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 dum dum, and that's all we're going to go for in this video. Dun 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 dun. Now, I don't actually think it's an A7 there. It's A7 on these on this Ultimate Guitar chord sheet. I would ignore that when I just play a normal A. And then it's that same chord progression with this strumming pattern that's written, which is simply down, down, up, down, up, down, up. The one thing to remember here is when we change, and it's 2 bars of each chord generally until we get to the last 2 bars. So 2 bars of the D. Biggest thing to know here on that last up on the 4 and, lift off of your chord and change, in this case, to the G. That's going to give you time to change. So for example, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, lift. Can you spot that? And that chord progression is 2 bars of the D, 2, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, and A, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, G, and A. With that strumming pattern, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and G, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 4, and 1. 1 bar of G, 1 bar of A. Let's play through that intro now, and if you like the prompts that we have on screen with chords on screen and the chord progression on screen, we've just added that to 21 jam tracks as part of the beginner's course at andyguitar.co.uk. I'll link to that in the description below as well. More general info and all that can be found at andyguitar.co.uk. Hope some of you guys check it out. This is a perfect song. This will be about level 3 of that beginner's course as a heads up. And let's have a go at it now. Nice and slow, so single strums first time we go through it. In 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 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 G. 1, 2, 3, and an A. and then G, A, same again, D, do 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 do, G, 1, 2, 3, and A, do 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 do, and then nice and slow we're going to do the same again, but with that strumming pattern in 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, down, 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 up, down, up, 1, down, up, down, up, down, up, G, down, up, down, up, down, up, and an A, G, A, same again, do 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 do. Then we get into the verse where we stay on that D chord for a good long time. So let's have a go at that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes Johnny singing oldies, goldies. Beep-bop-a-loop-a, hear what I say. Here comes Johnny singing, I got a woman down in the tunnels trying to make it pay. All the time. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now if you're singing that, and like I'm doing, talking, and you accidentally hit one more strum, or you accidentally miss some strums out like that, it's all good. What you want to work on is just trying to keep that hand moving. That's how you can play and sing it at the same time, and that's how you can join in to the original recording using a capo at 2nd fret. At that point we have a G chord. He got the action, he got the motion, yeah, the boy can play. Dedication, devotion, turning all the night time into day. We then have the chorus. We have D to A, D to G. We'll do the walk, that's D, A, do the walk of life. He'll do the walk of life. Relatively simple, but not loads of repetition like we have in some of my tutorials, so hopefully these chords on screen help. I'm going to go with all the strumming. If you need a bit more help, just do single strums per chord. He got the action, he got the motion, yeah, the boy can play. That kind of example. If you struggle playing along, that's what my beginner's course can train you to do, to follow these kind of prompts. So let's have a go from that G chord. Single strums if you're struggling. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Per bar, if you want to do the full thing. From the G chord. In, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and he got the motion, yeah, the boy can play. Dedication, devotion, turning all the night time into day. And then A for the chorus, D, and then a G. He'll do the walk, walk of life, yeah, do the walk of life. Da, 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 da. So that's basically it. We can run through all of that again from the verse and then the intro. But if this is anything you're struggling with, the help's at andyguitar.co.uk beginners course. That is where you want to be heading if you want to be able to do this. But let's go from the verse. Here comes Johnny singing oldies goldies, and just stay on that D chord. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes Johnny singing oldies goldies. Bee-bop-a-loo-bop, baby, what I say. Here comes Johnny singing, I got a woman down in the tunnels trying to make it pay. He got the action, he got the motion, yeah, the boy can play. Dedication, devotion, turning all the night time into day. Chorus, the song about the sweet loving woman, the song about the knife. Well, he'll do the walk of life, yeah, do the walk of G, and a name, and it continues like that, exactly the same. You've got an interlude, which is just the same as that. There's nothing there. If you can play on to me there's nothing there to stop you trying to do that along to the original recording. I hope you have some fun with that. I'm now going to go to the electric guitar parts, but I just want to encourage that everyone focus on learning that part first. if you're still at this beginner level stage and you're wanting to get songs under your belt. That's how to learn it, but let's have a look at the detail for the more intermediate people. So it's an intermediate level. I'm expecting you can follow this chord sheet, no problem. And we're going to transpose by +2 just to put it back to normal if you have watched the one in the key of D. So we're going key of E, chords E major, A major, and B. But when we play the E and the B, we're just going to play power chords and be adding this riff. That's going to be the focus. Also with chicken picking, with a B chord, it's always just a B power chord. Regardless, it says B7 here, it's not a B7, it's a B power chord, and then with a rundown as well. Yes, we'll look at that riff, but let's have a look at this chicken picking first of all, and you decide which you want to go at. So every time it says an E power chord, we're going to be playing this riff either with our fingers, like that, and that's doing this chicken picking style, or what I was called the claw hand style actually, which is where we kind of pick any notes alternate like that, or you just use a pick. I'm using my Strat guitar on the treble pickup, which is this one, and I'm also actually using GarageBand today. They have a chicken picking preset on GarageBand, so let's just use that, and here's what it sounds like, you know. Sounds great. Those of you that follow my lessons might want to check out the Songster link that I'll also link to in the description below. Songster's fantastic for interactive tab. The one for this one's really accurate. If you want to really get into the detail of it, it is all there. But the riff we're going to be going for here is once on string 6. And there's a simpler way to do it. You could just do the kind of status quo Chuck Berry riff, basically. But to be a bit more accurate, I kind of like that one. I think that one's good, especially with chicken picking. So it's string 6 to 4, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2. Then it's the same, a string down on the A chord. And that is one bar of it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So for every bar that is written or every bar that you play, that's what you play for this on the E and the A. On a B chord, it's always just the B power chord, but there's that little riff of, and it's a little offbeat. So in context, so that's the whole thing. The extra parts, once you've got that down, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then it's 4th fret on string 6 with the 3rd finger. Back to the A chord, and then 2, 0, 4, 2, walking down an E major scale. Slow playthrough of the whole thing. This is the intro, which on this chord sheet is called interlude, but it's the intro of the song when it kicks in. If you don't fancy doing this chicken picking and you want to use a pick, it's like this. Now the cool thing is, once you've got that kind of riff, you can vary it slightly, have fun with it. You know, when he's singing and playing, it varies slightly. Sometimes he does make more of a strum with the first finger. You know, using your first finger as a pick can be a great way to kind of go from single or doing the strum with a pick to this chicken picking style by just using the first finger whenever things get difficult, really. But anytime you see those chords written, that's what you're playing. Always a B power chord. From Here Comes Johnny, for example. Here comes Johnny singing oldies goldies. And And then on the A chord, he got the action, he got the motion. Yeah, the boy can play. Dedication and devotion, turning all the night time into the day. When we do the chorus, it's an E chord with the riff to a B power chord like this. Second half of the chorus, there's this lyric, he'll do the walk of life. It's the one time where the riff changes to the 5th fret. Then to a B power chord, do the walk of life. Yeah, he'll do the walk of life. That again. With a pick, he'll do the walk. Maybe do the walk of life. Yeah, he'll do the walk of life. Ooh. Into that chorus, he'll do a song about the loving woman. He'll do the song about the knife. Well, he'll do the walk of life. And then the only other bit is in that stop, turning all the night time into day. We have this lick which everyone should learn. It's a perfect E minor pentatonic scale lick, which that term lick just means a little bit of lead guitar playing just that happens once. This is a bend up, so the 3rd finger supported by the middle finger and the 1st finger all pushing string 3 up together, but they're not really pushing up at all. All that's happening is your wrist is moving like this, something you'll learn in my lead guitar courses if you fancy looking into those. Little finger here. And then the tricky bit is to do that in between. Going from one to the other. So practice E power chord, lick, back to an E power chord a couple of times and you'll get it. And practicing all those things should enable you to put the extra bits into Walk of Light. Check out a couple of live recordings of Dire Straits. There's some great ones that you could have a jam along to if you wish. But remember, any live versions are always a little bit faster than the original recording. So the acid test with all this is what can you do along to that original recording? And that's where we'll leave it today. Any requests, let me know in the comments below. And I hope to see you next time.